Hey everybody, my name's Howell, first off, whatever, using my wife's channel. Um, I want to tell you about this really weird dream I had last night. I just feel like it needs to be shared. I don't know, I've tried to interpret it. I haven't come up with 100% answers. Maybe somebody else has more answers or has answers that complement mine, or just, I don't know, just try to figure uh, this thing out. First of all, I want to start by saying that I'm not perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I don't try to be holding it down. And I've done my share of wrong too. Uh, but so basically, the dream starts off. It's actually a two-part dream. Well, a little bit more than that. But anyway, basically the way the dream starts off, I'm at my grandmother's house, and she lives like in a very rural area. I'm at my grandmother's house, and it's like me, my grandmother, and one of my best friends from childhood. We're at her house, and somehow or something or another, like this guy comes up and he needs something out of the house, or he tells us something is in the house, or somehow I don't really know what he told us. I can't remember. But anyway, we end up opening the door so he can go in and get whatever he needed, and we left. And he didn't come in a car. He came on foot. We don't know even where he came from, but I don't know. Like my dream, I guess we were cordial enough with him and to let him in. I don't know. But anyway, so he leaves the house, and then about maybe a couple minutes later, we leave and we see him walking on the street. And he's going up the road, and we're going down the road, so we're going in two opposite directions. So as we're driving, me and my friend look in the back, out the back window. We see like the guy like turn around and go back towards my grandma's house. So we end up where we get to our destination. I'm like, hey, we need to go back. Something's not right. Something's weird. So we go back to my grandma's house, and he's like trying to sell my grandmother's car on the street. It was really, really strange, and I didn't understand it. And I think I went to go touch him or talk to him or something like that, and the dream just totally switched. And this is where it really, really took like a left turn. I was in this factory place, I guess. I'm not sure. It was like I was watching a movie. It was like I was watching a movie, but then like the movie screen just turned into like this, I don't know, this turning like dirt or asphalt or whatever, and just rose up like a really high wave, something like a tidal wave. But it didn't come crashing back down. It just rose up and stayed there. And over the crest of the wave came like this Egyptian coffin crest looking thing. Like it was decked out in gold. It had like the multicolors or whatever. And I'm like looking at this thing, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying to like scramble away, trying to back up and get away from this thing. And these two Egyptian guys like hold me down. Like they hold me down, and they put this thing on my head, and they say these are the horns of Horus. And I've never really been big into Egyptian mythology. Like I've looked some stuff up, I've read a couple of stuff, I watched a couple of stuff. It was always interesting to me, but I've never really been big on it. Like I was always bigger into Greek mythology, but I've never been big on Egyptian mythology. So like I'm pretty sure I've heard of Horus. Maybe I've heard the horns of Horus, but it's nothing that I actively followed or looked up or knew, but prior to today. But anyway, they put this contraption on my head, and they said these are the horns of Horus, and they laid me down, and my shirt was gone. Like, it wasn't taken off, it wasn't ripped off, it was gone. Like it just, I don't know, it was gone. So I'm like laying on the ground. These guys are holding me down, and like from the contraption that's still sitting on like this wave of dirt or asphalt, whatever it is, and it's shining bright, bright like the sun, and a beam comes from it, and it hits me right here, and it's like it was right in this general area. It wasn't like up here, it wasn't over here, like it wasn't, just all on my forehead. It was a specific spot. I could feel that it was being concentrated at a specific spot, and then it hit me, and then like the light moved and started to concentrate like somewhere like right in the middle of my chest, not on my heart, I don't know, but it was like right on the center of my chest. And then the dream changed. Well, it didn't really change. Excuse me. It didn't really change more so, I guess it moved forward because then I ended up in a room, and this room reminded me of like I guess a club or bar scene. It was really dark, but it had like a really heavy tint of purple. I don't know, but it had like a really tint of purple, and I was drunk, and I've been drunk before, so it wasn't like, oh, I thought I was drunk. Well, I thought I was tipsy. No, yeah, I was drunk. So I was drunk in this room, and this and and so I left the room, and I went to another room, and in this other room, it was like it was dark still, well, a little bit lighter, but this one had like a really heavy green tint to it. And in the mirror, and there was a mirror, and I looked in the mirror and I saw myself, but I looked deformed. Like I don't know, like it was kind of like a funhouse mirror, but not really. Like it wasn't like a traditional funhouse mirror, like where it makes you like super tall, like super fat, whatever. Like because my body was the same, but my face was deformed. It was like the left side of my face was like really bulgy, like I just got like beat up like horribly bad, and then like the right side of my face was kind of normal. So I didn't really understand it. I was like looking, I was laughing, and I'm like, just laughing at it because I don't really know what it is. Anyway, so I go back into the other room with the drunk room, the purple drunk room, and like I'm drunk again. Like it's like as soon as I walk in the room, I'm drunk. So I walk in the room, and then this girl comes up to me, and she's drunk too, like she's completely gone. Anyway, she walks up to me and like her clothes are hanging all off, her breasts like hanging out or whatever. Like she just walked up to me and like just like really close, and I don't know, I guess started to grope me or grow on grind on me, whatever the case was. I can't remember. I just know that she was half naked, and she was like really close. And then like I go back into the other green room, but this time my friend from the previous dream is here with me in the factory. And like when I walk into the green room, he's there looking in the mirror, laughing, whatnot. So I see him. So then we both go over there to the mirror. We're both like looking at the mirror, laughing or whatnot. And I don't know, like it was like in the midst of that, I realized something was wrong. Something was not right. Like this place isn't right. This place isn't. I don't know. It isn't good. Like there's something wrong with this place. So after I guess I come to a conclusion, I try to take a picture. And I tell my friend, his name is George. I guess I should say it a long time ago. But anyway, his name is George. So I tell him like, George, we need to take a picture. We should take a picture. So he like tries to take a picture with his phone, and they catch him before he can take a picture, and they take it, but he don't kick him out. And like and this is where another guy comes to my dream, and I don't know. I want to consider him like he was like the tour guide of the factory or whatever, but he was like an employee for the factory. Like he was like, "Oh no, guys, haha, you can't do that." Like he was trying to be friendly, but he was trying to be, I guess, assertive at the same time. So then, like I tried to take a picture, and I actually snapped a couple pictures, but then I see them hit this machine that's like it killed the pictures or killed the phone, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I just know the machine was to try to stop me. So basically, keep what was ever going on in that factory in the factory. They didn't want what was going on to get outside. So then I go to another room, and my friend's gone. Like my friend George is gone. Um, and like I get in this room, and I realize something's wrong. Like something evil is going on. Something very wrong is going on. And I start to see this figure, and it's a dark figure, and it's not like the traditional like grim reaper figure, like all dark cloaked and with the sickle and bony and all that stuff. No, it was more of like it was a wide figure, but it was dark and it had a hood. But that was like the only thing I guess that was human or humanoid about it, was that it had a head and a hood, because everything else was more so bodiless. And I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It seemed like an entity with the head, or just an entity with some type of cloak to hide its true identity, or what it was. I'm not sure, but it knew that I knew what was going on. it knew that I knew that I saw it too, and it started to talk to me or something like that. And it when it talked to me, I was very, very, very uncomfortable, and I can't really remember what it said, but I just know I do remember that I felt very uncomfortable. So so then like it sees me, whatever, and like I try to get away. Like I try to get away, but I cannot go outside the room. That's what I remember one thing. Matter of fact, it told me I can't leave. I wouldn't leave. It told me it would not let me leave. It couldn't let me leave. And and then and then it's something like I guess the same tour guy came back and he took me I guess on tour uh like the factory floor, whatever, and they were making this fruit, and in this fruit they put this chemical, and the chemical was meant to help control your mind and help, I guess, get them to do what they wanted you to do, or to help not see what was really going on or what is really going on. And they told me the name like multiple times, and I wish I could remember, but it was something like new or vu or view. It was something that ended in a oo sound, like maybe like a possible U or OU, but it was something that ended in a ooh sound. Well, at least the first part of the name ended like in a ooh sound. Like it was like a it was a it was it was a two-part name. Let me put it like that. Like it was like new something peel, view something peel. Like like it was that ooh sound was distinct. It wasn't mixed in with the spelling. It was a distinct ooh sound. And and then they showed me that not if you're allergic to the fruit or you're allergic to the juice for whatever reason, they have pills. Like, so if you can't eat the fruit for them to monitor you, they'll just give you the pills. Basically, I'm guessing that part of my dream meant that one way or another, they're gonna get this in you. No matter your allergy, no matter your diet, no matter your preference, one way or another, you're gonna get this chemical, whether you want it or not, like one way or another. And then it kind of bounces back from that, and I guess at this point I wake up and I feel very, very uncomfortable. I feel very, very uncomfortable. And I look around, and it's like I only look around for like 3 seconds before I fall right back into sleep. And it's not like close your eyes, think about it, drift back into sleep. It's like a fall back hard, like pull you back into that dream sleep. And I ended up right back in the same room. And and when I was in this room the second time, God spoke to me. He said two things to me, and I cannot remember what they were. I don't know if he told me these so I could, I guess, have deja vu later, or so they can have relevance later in my life. Maybe maybe he told me these things for a future purpose. I'm not sure, but I cannot remember what they were. Anyway, so this time my daughter, I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's in my dream, and she's crawling like on a bed or a mattress, maybe like a blow up mattress or something, and like she's crawling on it. And she's two, like she can walk and run. So why she's crawling, I don't know, but she's like crawling on it, and like the bed like starts to like lift up, but it's not like lift up as it levitate. It's like just one side, it's like I don't know, kind of like folds over and like lifts up, and like she's on top of it. And so like I'm trying to grab her, I'm trying to hold her, and this force is trying to pull her. And I think it was that same dark force that I saw before, but I'm not 100% sure. But it tried to pull her. And then I hear, and I don't know if it was God, but it was just the one thing that I remember clearly from this dream. It said, "Daddy's damnation, Mama's salvation." And I did not understand it then, and I still don't understand it now. And I woke up again, but this time when I woke up, my daughter had came and gotten in bed with me and my wife. Like I woke up and she had I guess literally just ran or walked into the room, crying a little bit of tears and crawled into the bed. So so like um I'm up now. Like I'm up. Like I know what's going on, fully conscious, and now like I don't want to go back to sleep. But I know I gotta go back to sleep, so I don't go back to sleep. But I go back to sleep, and I end up back in the same room again. But this time, I'm in the room, I'm preaching, and other people are in the room, and it's nobody I recognize, or at least nobody that I can remember. But excuse me. But I'm in the room, and and I have this Sprite bottle full of holy water. I don't even drink Sprite, so I don't know. But anyway, I have a Sprite bottle full of holy water, and I can't remember if it had a cross necklace on like around the neck of the bottle, so it hung on the bottle, or if there was like a cross within the bottle. I can't remember. I just remember that there was a cross somewhere on the bottle in the bottle. Anyway, so I'm preaching, and I put the bottle back in the closet or whatever, right? So as I'm coming out of the closet, the people are gone. I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're victims. Like now I think about it, I guess they saw the truth and they were prisoners too. And whatever it was wouldn't let them leave either. So we were all prisoners of this same system or whatever it was. But we all I believe we all saw the truth. And once we knew the truth, then we were, I guess, threats or whatever it was, but we were not allowed back into the general populace. But anyway, as I'm leaving the closet, they're all gone, and I don't really know why, and I don't really question it. I know I just walk back and they're gone, and I'm not like, where'd you guys go? I'm kind of at ease with it. I'm comfortable with it. Anyway, the tour guy from before that was in the green room that went let me and my friend take the pictures, and the guy that gave me the tour of the chemical floor or whatever it was, he comes into the room, and in earlier parts of my dream, he was he looked normal. Maybe a little bit, more than normal. He seemed happy. He had, kind of, I guess, had this little, I don't know, glow about him. He just seemed like happy, like he was like enjoying life. He was happy. Well, anyway, when he came back into my room, he didn't look the same. He looked very drained, tired. He didn't look the same. And he asked me. He said, "Why do you have that bottle? And when do you want to get rid of it?" And I said to him without even really any thought of hesitation, I said, "I'm gonna keep this bottle until I escape, until we all escape." And he couldn't stand the sight of that bottle that was full of holy water. He couldn't stand the sight of it, and I believe I woke up again, or maybe some other stuff happened after that, but I just can't remember. But I believe I woke up again, and I just remember telling God, I don't want to go back to that room. I don't. And I honestly believe that God was saying, you have to. You have to go back to that room. And I said, God, I don't want to go back to that room, because I was at this point, I'm scared. And I'm a grown man. And ain't too many things scare me. You know, my wife is scared of just about everything. So I have to be the rock. And so there's not too many things that honestly scare me. But I was scared in my own bed in my own house. I did not go. I went back to sleep, but I was not comfortable going back to sleep. And I told God, I said, God, I do not want to go back in that room. And He kept telling me, you need to. You need to go back in that room. So finally, I gave in, and I said, okay, I'll go back in the room. And I went back to sleep, and I don't remember what happened after that. I really don't. I don't even know if I even went back to the room. I don't know if it was just a test from God saying, basically test me, will I do what He needs me to do, or whatever the case may be. But I really, really, really don't know. But I did not want to go back to that room at all. And like I said, there's a lot of things I really took from that dream. There's some things really stood out. And even what I told you, I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of details or scenes that happened that I just can't remember. But the biggest things I remember from that dream are the horns of Horus, the light that beamed on my forehead and on my chest, being in that drunk room, And like I said, it was like an instantaneous drunk. And like being in that green room, that dark figure, the chemicals that they use to control people, the preaching to the other people, and like the tour guide be like being afraid of like that holy water. Like those are the things that stand out most to me. Like I really don't remember that much, but I remember those. And like now that I think about it, my friend was in both of those dreams, and I don't know if the first dream was a predecessor to let me know that George helps me to realize things or realize when I'm in danger or realize when something's just not right. Because it wasn't until I saw him in my later dream that I realized things just weren't right. You know, like I don't know, I don't like I'm starting to think like I guess I don't know if that was a sign from God or a sign in my life that he is going to help me to realize something's wrong. And me and him have been friends for a long time, and we do share a lot of the same ideologies. You know, our thinking is aligned in a lot of the same ways. And I don't know. And me and him, we haven't really seen each other for a long time. I went off and did my thing. He went off and did his, but we still remain friends. But I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if this means something that we meet down the road and he'll. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess we'll just be friends again, and something happens, and he'll just like, "Hey, Al, this isn't right," or help me realize something. I'm not 100% sure. I looked up the horns of Horus. There's not a lot of information on it. A lot of anything that you find on Horus kind of reverts back to the Eye of Horus. And some of the things that I read on the Eye of Horus is, pineal gland opening. What's the protection? Horus was the god of war, and Horus was also like the sun god or a sun god or something like that. But he was like basically between Horus and Ra, they basically like ruled Egypt, and that the Eye of Horus is basically what the Illuminati took to use as their symbol. And I thought about that, and I was like, it could have been something that did mean good, because it doesn't take much for a bad man to take a good symbol, and then that symbol's forever tainted with that man's sins. I mean, you can just look at World War II in the swastika. The swastika was originally a Hindu religious symbol, but Hitler took it and made it to something twisted, something perverted and bad. And now when you see that, you don't even think about the Hindu religion. All you think is about World War II, you know. So, so that makes me question: was that particular instance something bad, or was it something good? You know, because I'm not sure. Now, I'm not saying that Egyptian gods or whatever exist and all that stuff like that, but it's all symbolic and it's all symbolism. So I don't know if that mean I really have no clue on really where to go with that. The only thing that I know or know where to go with is the drunk room, the green room, and like that dark entity that I saw. And matter of fact, the room I was in, it wasn't my room. It wasn't a. It was never. It was a room I've never stayed in. Not when I was a child, not when I was a teenager, not when I was in college, not any room I've stayed in ever. It's like it was a brand new room to me. But it was really weird, really strange, and I don't know. I mean, that's all I got. If you have like any questions, please post the comments. If you have any reaction, please post the comments. If you have if you just got anything, I mean, I think this is the purpose of forums like this is discuss things of this nature, and other things, but just to connect with other people and try to figure things out. I would love to hear anybody else's opinion on what happens and what's going on and whatever. And like I even thought that maybe guys trying to talk to me, maybe you guys trying to talk through me, and that's why I started the video saying that I'm not perfect. Now I'm a sinner and I've done wrong and I try to do right, but every day's a struggle. Some more than most. but I don't know. I really don't know. But hey, thanks. Post comments, all that jazz.